The storm outside Alex Rourke's apartment hammered against the windows. A warning he refused to hear. He sat hunched over his cluttered desk, scrolling through an online auction site with the bored desperation of a night owl who'd seen everything. That's when he found an old, dust gray controller listed by a seller named Remaker. No brand, no description, just a single, dramatic line. Every button reshapes reality. Press at your own risk. Alex laughed and bought it instantly. When the package arrived, it was ice cold, soaked as if dragged from a river. The controller itself hummed faintly, like it was breathing. The plastic felt warm in his palm, pulsing once with a dim heartbeat glow under the buttons. For a gamer like Alex, obsessed, competitive, isolated, it felt perfect, like it belonged to him. The moment he plugged it in, the room flickered. His monitor didn't show a game menu, just a swirling void of static and crimson shapes. Then, the controller vibrated violently as a voice whispered from his speakers, "Ready." Alex froze. Then, he pressed A. The world snapped. His clutter vanished. His cracked wall became spotless. His burned-out ceiling light flickered back to life. Everything had changed instantly, impossibly, as if reality itself had been overwritten. His breath caught in his throat. He pressed A again. His living room rearranged itself like a sliding puzzle. Furniture shifted, colors deepened, scratches mended. His broken TV, dead for a year, fired up with perfect HDR clarity. Alex stumbled backward, terrified and thrilled. "This is impossible," he said, but a grin was already spreading across his face. Testing it felt inevitable. He pressed B. A shriek ripped from the apartment below, then sudden silence. The controller's glow turned a menacing blood red. Alex's heart slammed against his ribs. He sprinted to the window and saw flashing lights. An ambulance was already parked, paramedics rushing. His neighbor, Mrs. Hahn, was being carried out on a stretcher, lifeless. Alex froze. He pressed a button, and someone had died. The voice echoed again from his speakers. Actions have consequences. But the controller pulsed, warm and inviting, daring him. He pressed X. His own body surged with strength, muscles tightening as if he'd trained for years. His vision sharpened. His reflexes felt amplified. Alex dropped the controller in shock. It clattered but didn't stop glowing. Holy, this thing changes everything. And in that moment, something shifted in the air behind him. A shadow twisted on the floor, elongating, stretching like a living glitch crawling out of his TV screen. Its limbs bent wrong, pixelated static dripping from its shoulders. Alex backed away as the creature cocked its head, its empty face flickering. Player 1. He lunged for the controller and slammed Y. The shadow dissolved in a violent blast of white light, the room momentarily returning to normal. Alex gasped for air, sweat dripping down his temple. Now he understood. Every button was a command, a cheat code for existence. But somewhere in the vibrating hum of the controller, something else moved in: intelligence. Watching, waiting. Alex wasn't scared anymore. He was addicted. That night, he experimented like a mad scientist, pressing combinations, discovering hidden functions. A repaired and improved. X enhanced his body. Y erased threats. B. He tried not to press B again, but he did, accidentally. A couple arguing down the hall fell violently silent. Sirens echoed minutes later. Alex dropped the controller, horrified and yet something deep inside him thrilled at the power. Fear mingled with addiction, guilt fused with curiosity. He wasn't just a gamer anymore. He was a god with a controller, and gods become monsters with the slightest shove. At 3:18 a.m., the screen pulsed again. Words appeared, new update available. The controller vibrated like a heartbeat. Alex hesitated, then pressed start. Reality disintegrated. His walls tore open into a swirling vortex of static, wires, and tendrils of code. The ceiling folded upward like a glitching texture. His apartment became a shifting game level. 3 humanoid figures crawled out of the distortion NPCs, but corrupted, their bodies flickering between pixels and flesh. Their movements were spasmodic, bone cracking, accompanied by the screech of dial-up static. Player 1, the tallest one, croaked, its mouth stretching to wide. The controller demands balance. Another creature lunged. Alex barely dodged, snatching the controller and smashing Y again. The creature exploded in a burst of glitch fragments, screaming digital static. But 2 more charged. Alex hammered buttons. X, his strength skyrocketing, reflexes godlike, dodging claws as he punched through one creature's chest. Data splinters spraying out instead of blood. He pressed the left trigger by accident. Everything rewound 1 second. He watched himself punch the monster again, this time knowing what would happen. Reality replayed like a recorded clip. Alex laughed a twisted, exhilarated laugh. He could rewind. He could redo anything. He pressed the right trigger. Time jumped forward 5 seconds. The remaining creature was already mid-pounce, claws inches from his face. He screamed and pressed A and B together. A shockwave erupted, flinging the creature into a wall so hard its body turned into a smear of corrupted pixels. The vortex sealed shut DOS silence. Alex collapsed, clutching the controller. The glow dimmed, then shifted into something darker. His monitor displayed a line of text that churned his stomach. Level 1 complete. Level? What level? I'm out playing a game. The apartment lights died. The controller spoke not from speakers, but in his mind. New world generated. Objectives assigned. Reality outside his windows twisted. Buildings bent like soft clay. The night sky pixelated, then re-rendered with a sickly green tint. People screamed in the distance as shapes crawled across the streets, half human, half code monstrosities. The controller had updated the world, and Alex had become the main character. He stepped outside into the mutated city. Streetlights sputtered with red error codes. A mutated humanoid towered over him, built of overlapping limbs and distorted faces. Alex aimed the controller and pressed Y, but nothing happened. The creature laughed with multiple mouths. The controller whispered, "Bosses require strategy." It lunged. Alex dodged, using his superhuman reflexes. He slid under its massive arm, pressed D-pad up, and vaulted 20 feet into the air. In midair, he pressed X and A, triggering a shockwave that sent the monster sprawling. But it healed instantly, its body reassembling like regenerating polygons. Damn, come on, work. He mashed the left trigger. Time rewound 5 seconds. The monster lunged again, but Alex anticipated it and rolled aside. He pressed the right trigger, fast-forwarding into a better position. Then he hit B. The monster convulsed, its heart collapsing inward. It fell, screeching until it pixelated into static dust. Alex stared at his hands. Did I just kill a boss with B? The controller pulsed approvingly. Good. Player 1 is adapting. Alex wasn't sure if the praise scared him more than the monsters. As he wandered through the broken city, he found more enemies, glitch wolves with razor pixel teeth, corrupted civilians attacking like zombies. Each encounter forced him into deadly button combinations, turning him into a ruthless survivor. But something dark grew inside him, and enjoyment. Killing became mechanical. His guilt dulled each time he rewound, each time he erased a threat. Power numbed him. He wasn't just surviving. He was mastering this world. Hours bled into a blur of violence until he reached the old abandoned arcade at the center of town, the source of the glitches. Its neon sign flickered, Remaker Arcade. The door opened automatically. Inside waited a single, ancient game cabinet glowing with the same pulse as his controller. Its screen displayed, "Final Boss, Player 1. Alex laughed nervously. "Wait, me." A figure stepped forward from the darkness. It was his exact copy, but wrong. Its eyes glowed red. Its skin flickered like corrupted textures. It held a controller identical to his, humming with a malicious pulse. "You've overwritten too much," the doppelganger said. "Balance must be restored." Alex charged, pressing combos instinctively. Shock waves, time jumps, enhanced strikes, his alternate self countered every move perfectly, like fighting a mirror that could predict him. They rewound time, fast-forwarded, and erased parts of the environment in their duel, the arcade shuddering with every clash. The building fractured. The world outside glitched violently as there were bent the rules of existence. Alex ducked behind a cabinet, panting. The controller hummed a warning. Player 1 is losing. His clone appeared at the far end, its expression emotionless. "You are flawed, weak, unworthy of the controller." And then Alex realized something. The controller didn't want balance. It wanted evolution. It wanted the strongest version of him, and only one could survive. Alex jumped out and smashed all the buttons at once. The world imploded. A blast of pure glitch energy tore the arcade apart, ripping both Alex and his double into a storm of colors and static. Reality shattered, then slowly reformed. Alex lay on the ground outside, coughing, alive. His clone was gone, but the controller remained. It floated down into his hands like destiny. His monitor appeared suddenly in the sky, projected across the city, displaying one final line. Level to loading. Alex looked at the devastated world around him, the monsters, the broken sky, the melting reality. He tightened his grip on the cursed controller and smirked. "Fine, let's play."